And that, my friend, is how you eliminate tire kickers forever. I'm going to show you a magic trick. Just kidding. But I am going to show you how we eliminate tire kickers forever. Now, before I kind of go into these little pictures right here, I'll just tell you a quick story. So I used to be a commercial roofing contractor, and primarily it was in the commercial roof coating space. And in that industry, they say that 30% close rate is good. And I don't know if your industry is anything like that, but the way, as I grew older and matured in my thinking, when I look back at that, I realized that if 30% close rate is good, that means 70% of my time is wasted, right? So, I mean, that was kind of a hard pill to swallow. And I wanted to be able to kind of help people save time in their business, because as a contractor, I look back and after reflecting and seeing how many hours I've spent like looking at buildings on Google Maps, and because this was the industry I was in, sending out mailers, doing all this work, door knocking, thinking that I was having a competitive advantage, when really I was wasting a significant amount of time when there's a better way. And I'm going to show you that better way right now. So the problem that a lot of businesses have is they spend a lot of time talking to people that aren't even necessarily worth their time, right? So these are different ways of communication through the Internet of Things, and not just the internet, but in person to person, right? So we have our door knocking, we have our QR codes on whatever it is that we're putting it on, email, ads, organic social, YouTube, Google, text, DMs, right? So these kind of filter down to a couple different ways, a couple different areas, whether that be a phone call, an email, or a DM. But what that does is that pulls us away, it pulls our attention away from other things that we may be doing, right? Like a lot of businesses, they just have their phone number out there openly all over the place, and somebody might call and waste like an hour and a half of your time talking about fishing or golfing, like you thinking you have a competitive advantage because you built rapport with this guy, when really he didn't have the money, he wasn't even qualified, and he was just shopping you around the whole time. Like, that is a common problem. And it's the same way with emails. We could spend a lot of times communicating with customers, driving, going, giving out free estimates, door knocking, spending time with people that aren't worth our time. So this is how we're able to completely eliminate those tire kickers, and we can take that 30% close rate and dramatically increase it, and by consolidating this, okay? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. So instead of taking all of these and just allowing them to reach us in all different areas, whether that's email, phone calls, DMing us, like instead of doing all that, we want to send them to a single landing page. And sometimes you can even take it a step like previous to that and have maybe an opt-in page where you would require that they give you an email and at least like a name, first name and an email, just so you have something that you can retarget a group. But obviously that's not a dialed in audience, so you can or you can't. Either way, you're sending them to one place ultimately, okay? So if you are door knocking, I wouldn't even go into any kind of pitch, wouldn't even try to do any kind of inspection, nothing, none of that. I would give them a piece of material that has that, if anything. Email, same way. I would have a link that goes here, ads on social media, whether that be TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, here, organic posts, every single post that you make goes here. And also, if you want to take this a step further, if you have lead magnets like ebooks or whatnot, I would have those lead magnets. Every lead magnet is still going to drive your traffic to this one point. YouTube description links here, Google, I would have a landing page or whatever your website is. I would send them through this, DMs, automated DMs through text and social media, send them to this. Because what this is going to allow you to do is this is going to allow you to consolidate all of this into one area. So from here, what you can do is this is where you essentially can craft the perfect 90-second elevator pitch. Person in your team that is very good on the camera, you could essentially have them read off of a teleprompter app from a script that you have some good video footage, just kind of explaining the problem, okay? So this is where you are going to, so right here is where we're going to pre-sell here. So this is where we go over all the things that I was talking about. Epic headline. We basically want to position ourselves to where in the mind of whoever it is that we're sending here, in their perceived mind, we want it to seem like this solution is the only logical solution. Like it just makes sense to move forward with you, right? So we want to pre-sell here. This is where we want to give our presentation. So instead of having to do it to 50 different people in a week with our sales reps, do it one time, do it right here. Like if you have demos, demonstrations, boom, slap those on here, okay? So we want to pre-sell, we want to pre-sell, then we want to educate the prospects, right? So we're going to educate them. What else are we going to do? We are going to break objections here too. So we're going to basically just kind of like frequently asked questions type setup. We're going to break the objections there. What else are we going to do? We are going to sell benefits, and then I'm not going to write the next one down, but like client testimonials, basically all that stuff is going to be on this landing page. So then from there, what we're going to do is we are going to give them just one option, okay? There's a saying, a confused mind always says no. So we want to keep this as simple as possible. We don't want them to call us. We don't want them to send us an email. We don't want them to do all of these things. What we want them to do is we want them to go through a process to ensure that they are going to come out on the other side the exact person that we want to talk to, right? Like we want the person that has the buying authority. We want the person that has a sense of urgency to move forward. We don't want somebody that is waiting to make a decision 2 years down the road from now. We want to make sure that they are ready to move forward, and we want to make sure that they have the capital for an investment for whatever it is that we are offering. So like that, those are the key ingredients. Like we want to make sure that we're talking to the person that, hey man, I got the money and I'm the one that's able to pay it. Let's get started. Like those are the only people that we need to be talking to, right? We're trying to save significant time and energy, and this is going to protect us, right? So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to take them through a process. We're going to filter through these prospects to ensure that they are, like I said, the right client. So what happens is what happens is the tire kickers get kicked out, and the result is the result is you have a high intent, highly qualified buyer that is the one that is going to be taking your time. So this is where it all pays off, and you're not having to deal with any of these people anymore. And if you structure it this way too, like you can set this up in a round robin format. So if you have multiple sales teams and multiple sales reps, it can go to each one. But this will allow your sales team to not have to go out and try to create interest in your prospect. You can do that through social media, because I think it's important that you understand this, is that if you physically are going and you're physically knocking doors, you think that there's like this part of us that thinks that we have this competitive advantage because, hey, I knocked the door. Like, I actually talked to this building owner. Like, he really liked me. We talked about, we like the same sports team. We go fishing in the same place. Like, we think of all these things in our mind. But the reality is if that building owner only seen you one time, and then he's seen you over and over again without you physically being there, but through these strategies, who do you think has the advantage? Because if you're only doing this and relying on that, you're losing to the guy who is doing all of this and he's protecting his time. So this is kind of the overall strategy on how to eliminate tire kickers forever. There's a one-page filter. I don't exactly remember the name of the one-page filter. We'll just call it that. There is a free guide that I put together just to kind of go over the formatting on this. And I know it's definitely going to help add a lot of value. And that, my friend, is how you eliminate tire kickers forever.